Ever walked into a bakery just for a loaf of bread and ended up wanting to buy the entire shop? That's exactly Amy's problem today. In this video, we're stepping inside with Amy. But pay close attention. Through this casual conversation, you are going to learn 3 secret everyday English phrases. Even better? There's a hidden question on your screen right now. What is Amy's ultimate comfort food? The answer is hidden naturally inside the conversation. Listen carefully, count the phrases, and see if you can spot the answer before the end of the video. Let's dive in.
Oh, wow. Smells like absolute heaven in here. Good morning, Mr. Wilson.
Well, look who it is. Good morning, Amy. You're bright and early today. The sun is barely up.
Trust me, I didn't want to get up, but my stomach woke me up today. It literally knew exactly where I was heading. It has a radar for your kitchen.
A wise stomach you have there. It knows quality. In fact, your timing is impeccable. I just pulled the very first batch of croissants out of the oven about 3 minutes ago. They are still cooling.
Oh, stop it. You're torturing me, Mr. Wilson. I can actually hear the crust crackling from here.
That is the sound of pure happiness, my dear. So, let me guess. Are we doing the usual sourdough bread today, or is your radar pointing somewhere else?
Oh, definitely the sourdough. That's non-negotiable. But honestly, looking at all of this right now, the sourdough might get some very crowded company in my bag today.
There is plenty of room in that bag of yours, Amy. And a lonely loaf of bread is a very sad thing. What else is catching your eye?
Don't tempt me. Let's start with the sourdough before I accidentally buy the entire display case.
Fair enough, fair enough. 1 loaf of the daily sourdough coming right up.
Thank you. You know, it was freezing outside this morning. Walking down the street, my hands were totally numb. But the second I opened your door, the warmth just hit me. It's like stepping into a giant blanket.
That is the secret benefit of keeping the ovens running since 4 o'clock in the morning. The whole building turns into a giant heater. On days like this, I usually have a hard time getting the delivery drivers to leave the shop. They just want to stand by the counter and drink coffee.
Honestly, I don't blame them at all. I might just find a corner, sit down on the floor, and stay here until noon.
You are welcome to stay as long as you like, but you might have to help me knead the dough for the afternoon batches if you stick around that long.
Oh, no thank you. I know how much arm strength that takes. I watched you do it once, and my shoulders ached just from looking at you. I'll stick to the eating part if that's okay.
It's a deal. Eating bread is a very important job, too. Without people like you, I'd just be an old man talking to a room full of flour.
Well, you never have to worry about running out of customers. Half the neighborhood is probably waking up right now just thinking about these pastries.
That is the goal. Now, let me get this loaf packaged up nicely for you so it stays warm on your walk back.
You know, you can't just look at these croissants. They demand to be eaten. They're extra flaky today.
They look absolutely perfect. Look at those layers. Did you change the recipe?
A good baker never reveals all his secrets, Amy. But let's just say I used a bit more premium butter this time.
Oh, that is unfair tactics, Mr. Wilson. You know butter is my weakness.
It's a weakness we all share, my dear. So, should I put 2 aside for you?
Make it 3. 1 won't even survive the walk back home.
Only 3? Are you sure that is going to be enough? If 1 disappears on the walk home, that only leaves 2 for the rest of the day. What if you get a sudden craving around mid-afternoon?
You are testing my willpower, Mr. Wilson. It is a dangerous game you are playing. If I buy any more than 3, I will literally eat them all before lunchtime, and then I will feel incredibly guilty.
There should never be guilt when it comes to fresh pastry. Bread and pastries are meant to be enjoyed. Besides, the secret to the flakiness today is how many times I folded the dough. It creates hundreds of micro layers. When you bite into it, it just shatters.
Hundreds of layers? Wow, no wonder they look so airy and light. How long does it actually take to make them like that? It sounds like an endless amount of work.
It is a 2-day process, truth be told. You have to let the dough rest, then chill the butter, then fold it, then chill it again. If the kitchen is even a little bit too warm, the butter melts into the dough instead of staying in layers, and then the whole batch is ruined.
That sounds incredibly stressful. I had no idea croissants were so high maintenance. I thought you just rolled them up and threw them in the oven.
Many people think that, but true pastry takes patience. That is why I get a bit protective of them. I want to make sure they go to people who truly appreciate the craft.
Well, I promise you, I appreciate every single layer. I will eat the first one with absolute respect while walking down the sidewalk.
That is exactly what I like to hear. Street consumption is the highest form of praise for a baker. It means the customer simply could not wait to get into the kitchen. Exactly. It is a compliment to your skills. So, yes, let's stick to 3 for now. If I run out by 3 o'clock, I will just have to walk back here and see if you have any leftovers. Don't count on leftovers today. With the way these are looking, they will be completely gone by 10 o'clock. I will wrap these 3 up for you right now before someone else snatches them away.
Wait, what is that? That green cake on the top shelf?
Ah, that is our new matcha key lime fusion. It's a bit of an experiment.
Matcha and lime? Wow, that sounds incredibly adventurous for a Tuesday morning.
Life is too short for boring vanilla every day. A regular customer suggested it, and it's been selling like hotcakes since yesterday.
Selling like hotcakes, huh? Well, if it's that popular, I might have to try a slice next weekend when my friends visit.
Next weekend? I cannot guarantee it will still be here by then, Amy. At the rate people are buying it, I might have to make it a permanent menu item. But for now, it is a limited edition run.
Don't do this to me, Mr. Wilson. My hands are already full with sourdough and croissants. If I add a giant slice of cake to my order, I am going to need a second paper bag.
Well, a second bag is a very easy problem to solve. I have hundreds of them under the counter. But seriously, the combination of flavors is quite unique. The earthy taste of the green tea balances out the sharp sourness of the lime perfectly. It is not too sweet at all.
It sounds fascinating, honestly. I usually think of matcha as something you only drink as a hot latte, not something you bake into a fruit cake. Who was the regular customer who suggested it? Do I know them?
It was young Sarah from the flower shop down the street. She brought back some fresh limes from her weekend trip to the coast and told me I should try mixing them with the matcha powder she uses. I thought she was completely crazy at first.
Sarah is always coming up with wild ideas, but she does have excellent taste. If she approved it, then it must be genuinely good. What kind of frosting is on top? It looks incredibly smooth.
That is a whipped cream cheese frosting with just a tiny bit of lime zest grated over the top to give it that bright, fresh look. It keeps the cake moist and adds a nice little kick when you take your first bite.
You are an absolute master of persuasion, you know that? I came in here with a strict budget and a simple plan for bread, and now I am staring at a green cake like it holds the secrets to the universe. A baker's job is not just to bake, Amy. It is to introduce people to joy. And believe me, there is a lot of joy in that specific cake. I only have 3 slices left from the morning batch. Okay, fine. You win. But I am not going to buy a whole slice today. Let's do this. If there is still a slice left when I come back on Friday, I will buy it immediately. Deal?
That sounds like a very reasonable gamble. But remember what I said. It is selling like hotcakes. If you miss out, don't say an old baker didn't warn you.
I was looking at that old wooden mixing bowl over there, and it completely reminded me of my childhood. Did my mother call you yesterday by any chance? She told me she was going to ring you up to check on how your family was doing.
She certainly did. We had a wonderful chat for about 20 minutes. She actually reminded me of how you used to come running in here as a little kid, barely able to see over the top of the display counter.
Oh no. Please tell me she didn't mention the flour incident. I was hoping everyone had collectively forgotten about that by now.
Forget about it? Never.
You mean the time you tried to help me dust the wooden counters and ended up looking like a little white ghost from head to toe? It is one of my favorite memories of this shop.
I was just trying to be a professional baker at 5 years old. I thought dusting the counters meant throwing the flour as high into the air as possible to let it rain down like snow.
And you did a wonderful, thorough job of it. The entire floor, the shelves, and my shoes were very well floured that day. It took me 2 hours to clean the oven handles.
I still can't believe you didn't ban my entire family from the shop forever. If a kid did that to my workplace, I would probably lock the front door.
Ban you? Never. You are my most entertaining customer. This place can get a bit quiet and lonely in the afternoons, so having a little kid running around trying to turn my bakery into a winter wonderland was a breath of fresh air.
Well, my mother still laughs about it every time we bake together at home. She says that was the exact moment she realized I was never going to be a tidy cook. My kitchen is still a disaster area whenever I try to make pancakes.
That just means you are baking with passion, Amy. A clean kitchen belongs to a boring baker. Real, delicious food requires a little bit of a mess. Your mother, on the other hand, is an incredibly neat cook. She used to bring me her homemade jams, and the labels were always perfectly straight. She is a perfectionist, that is for sure. I definitely inherited my messy baking style from my dad's side of the family. But anyway, I am glad she called to say hello. It's nice to know some things around this neighborhood never change. Change comes fast everywhere else, but inside these four walls, we like to keep things traditional. Now, let's get back to your items before they lose their freshness.
Speaking of keeping things traditional, can we move on to the star of the show? Is my daily sourdough bread ready to go? I can see the rows of them behind you, and they look absolutely gorgeous.
It is indeed ready. Let me grab a fresh one from the cooling rack right here. Look at that dark, thick crust. It is still nice and warm.
Oh, give it to me gently. You know, your sourdough is my ultimate comfort food. No matter how stressful or chaotic my week gets, a toasted slice of this specific bread with some butter and a drizzle of honey makes everything completely disappear.
That honestly warms my heart to hear, Amy. Hearing that makes all those late nights and early mornings completely worth it. Bread isn't just fuel for the body, you know? It's pure comfort.
It really is. It's like a warm hug for your stomach. My friends always ask me why I walk 3 blocks past 2 other bakeries just to come here. And I tell them they just don't understand the texture of your sourdough. The chewiness is unmatched.
The secret is the starter culture. I have been feeding the exact same sourdough starter for over 15 years now. It has a specific depth of flavor that you simply cannot replicate with store-bought yeast or a new recipe. It takes time to develop character. 15 years? Wow, that starter is older than some of the kids walking to school outside right now. That is amazing. Do you ever worry about something happening to it, like a power outage or a drop in temperature? Every single day. It's like having a very quiet, very lazy pet that lives in a jar. If I go on vacation, I have to leave strict instructions for my assistant to feed it every morning at exactly the same time, or it will lose its sour kick. That is an incredible amount of dedication. I can barely remember to water my indoor plants once a week, let alone feed a living bread culture every single day. I am so glad you take such good care of it because my breakfast routines depend on your hard work. Well, as long as I am standing on these 2 feet, that starter will remain happy and healthy. Here you go. Let me slide this loaf into the paper bag for you. Try not to squeeze it too hard while it's warm. I will treat it like a fragile treasure, I promise. It is going straight to the top of my tote bag so nothing crushes it.
Wait, before you seal up the bags, I just noticed those little round pastries sitting right next to the cash register. They look like tiny snowy mountains covered in powdered sugar. What are those?
Ah, excellent eye. Those are traditional Italian amaretti cookies. I just started making them this week to try something new for the summer menu.
Amaretti cookies? I don't think I've ever tried them before. They look quite dense. Are they incredibly sweet, or do they have a more subtle flavor?
They are actually not too sweet at all. They are made primarily with ground almonds and egg whites, so they have a very rich, distinct almond flavor. They are crunchy on the very outside, but once you bite into them, the inside is wonderfully soft and chewy.
Oh, wow. Soft and chewy on the inside is my absolute favorite texture combination. But you mentioned almond flavor. Is it a subtle hint of almond, or is it very strong? I am always a little cautious with nut flavors in pastries.
It is quite noticeable, but it balances out nicely. In Italy, people usually dip them into a hot cup of strong black coffee or an espresso after lunch. The bitterness of the coffee cuts through the richness of the cookie perfectly.
You know I am usually a dedicated tea person, but the way you just described dipping that into a hot cup of black coffee is making coffee sound incredibly appealing right now. You paint a very dangerous mental picture, Mr. Wilson.
A good pastry should inspire you to try new things, Amy, even if it means switching from tea to coffee for a single morning. Go on, take one out of the jar. It's on the house today as a little gift for my favorite childhood ghost baker.
Are you serious? You are far too generous. Thank you so much. Let me pick a particularly snowy-looking one from the front. It looks too pretty to eat, honestly.
Food is art, but it is art that is meant to be destroyed and enjoyed. Go ahead, give it a taste test right now and let me know what you think. I am eager to get your honest feedback.
All right, let's see how this goes.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Wilson, this is absolutely incredible. The crunch on the outside is so satisfying, and then the middle just melts. The almond flavor hits you instantly, but it's not overpowering at all.
Right? It has that deep flavor without feeling heavy. I am so glad the texture came out correctly.
The texture is perfection. You seriously hit the nail on the head with this recipe. It is exactly what a traditional bakery cookie should feel like. Not too dry, not too oily, just pure, chewy perfection.
Thank you! That means a lot coming from you. You have no idea how many adjustments I had to make. I spent 3 whole weeks trying to get that exact amount of chewiness inside without making the outside shell too hard to bite through.
3 weeks of testing? Wow, the dedication really shows. Did you have to change the oven temperatures, or was it an issue with how much egg white you used?
It was a combination of both, actually. If you whip the egg whites just a few seconds too long, the cookies turn into hard rocks in the oven. If you don't whip them enough, they flatten out like pancakes. It requires a lot of precision.
Well, your precision definitely paid off. I am sitting here thinking about how great this would taste with a hot drink on a rainy afternoon. You might have to start packaging these in little gift boxes so I can give them to my coworkers.
That is actually a wonderful idea. I was thinking about selling them in small tins of 6 or 12. They keep fresh for quite a long time because there is no dairy or butter in the base recipe.
Oh, that is even better. That means I can keep a secret stash in my desk drawer at work without worrying about them going bad by Wednesday. You are creating a very dangerous dependency here, Mr. Wilson.
That is the ultimate goal of a local businessman, Amy. Keep the customers coming back for more. I am delighted that you approve of the new experiment.
Oh, speaking of customers, I just heard the front doorbell chime a couple of times. It looks like a whole group of people just walked in behind me. The shop is suddenly getting very crowded.
Yes. Looks like the morning rush is starting a bit early today. The commuters from the train station usually arrive around this time looking for their morning caffeine and breakfast.
I shouldn't take up all your time chatting then. Look at that line forming. Let me get out of the way so you can tend to the other customers. They look like they haven't had their coffee yet and mean business.
Don't worry about it, Amy. I have been handling the morning rush for 30 years. I can multitask in my sleep. But I do need to bring out the fresh tray of blueberry muffins from the back kitchen before the crowd breaks down the door.
Yes, we definitely wouldn't want a muffin riot on a lovely Tuesday morning like this. That would make local newspaper headlines for sure. Local baker overwhelmed by hungry commuters.
Exactly. It's a very serious danger in this line of work. People take their breakfast very seriously when they have a train to catch. If the muffins are late by even 2 minutes, the energy in here changes completely.
I believe it.
I get pretty grumpy myself if my morning routine gets interrupted. Let me grab my wallet from my tote bag so we can speed this process up for you.
Take your time, Amy. The muffins are cooling safely on the rack, and the crowd can wait another 60 seconds. Let me just ring everything up on the old cash register here.
All right, let's see what the damage is today. I know I completely ignored my original shopping list, so feel free to give me the terrifying final total.
Let me see here. I have the artisan sourdough loaf, the 3 fresh croissants, and then I added that slice of the matcha key lime cake right at the very last second. I went completely overboard today, didn't I?
Oh, a very dangerous choice, adding that cake right at the end. It always throws off the calculation. Let me punch these numbers into the register and see what we get.
Don't worry about giving me a discount or anything, Mr. Wilson. I know how much expensive ingredients went into that premium butter for the croissants and the fresh limes for the cake. Quality deserves full price.
I appreciate that, Amy, but let's just round it down to an even $15 today. Consider it a special neighborhood rate for my favorite longtime customer.
Wow, really? You are far too kind to me, Mr. Wilson. Thank you so much. That is incredibly nice of you, especially with how busy you are right now.
It is my absolute pleasure. Customers like you who truly appreciate the time and effort that goes into handmade baking are the reason I keep this shop open. It's not just about the money, it's about the community.
Well, the community appreciates you right back. Here is a $20 bill. You can definitely keep the change as a tip for the wonderful service and the free cookie sample.
Oh, you don't have to do that, Amy. A tip isn't necessary at all.
I insist. Please take it. Use it to buy some more premium butter for next week's batch of croissants so I can come back and repeat this entire cycle all over again.
Well, if it goes towards the butter fund, I cannot argue with that. Thank you very much, my dear.
All right, I have my warm paper bag securely packed. My wallet is tucked away safely, and I am officially ready to brave the cold weather outside again. Thank you so much for making my morning so much brighter, Mr. Wilson.
It is always an absolute pleasure having you in the shop, Amy. Have a truly wonderful day today. Enjoy all that comfort food and make sure to eat that first croissant before it gets cold on your walk back home.
Oh, I definitely will. Trust me, it will probably be completely gone before I even reach the end of the block. I can already feel the warmth radiating through the paper packaging, and it is taking all of my willpower not to open it right here.
That is exactly what I like to hear. Don't fight the temptation. Pastries are always best when they are consumed fresh out of the oven, right on the sidewalk. It is a local tradition around here.
I am more than happy to keep that tradition alive. I will see you next week at the exact same time, Mr. Wilson. Please keep making magic in that kitchen of yours. The whole neighborhood would be completely lost without you.
We will be right here baking away. And don't you worry, I will have a fresh, massive batch of those new amaretti cookies waiting on the counter for you next time you walk through that door.
Oh, you are dangerous. My sweet tooth is already celebrating, but my fitness goals are definitely crying a little bit. I will just have to walk a few extra laps around the park this afternoon to prepare myself for next week's cookie run.
Think of it as a healthy balance. A good brisk walk followed by a delicious handmade treat. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that routine. Buy now and make sure to wrap your scarf tight. Stay warm out there.
I will try my best. Enjoy the rest of the morning rush and good luck with those blueberry muffins. Goodbye, Mr. Wilson.
Take care, Amy. See you next week.
What a lovely morning at the bakery. Honestly, just talking about those warm croissants makes me want to run out to my local bake shop right now. But before you go anywhere, let's see how well you did with our little game today. Did you manage to catch the answer to our hidden question from the beginning of the video? As a reminder, the question was, what is Amy's ultimate comfort food? Let's give you a 3-second countdown to think about it, or type it in the comments below. 3, 2, 1. If you guessed Mr. Wilson's homemade artisan sourdough bread, you hit the nail on the head. You got it completely right. Amy mentioned that no matter how stressful her week is, a toasted slice of that sourdough with butter and honey makes all her worries completely disappear. I have to agree with her. Warm bread fixes everything. Now, let's quickly review the 3 everyday English phrases we slipped into today's story. These are phrases native speakers use constantly, so adding them to your vocabulary will make you sound incredibly natural. Our first phrase is selling like hotcakes. Mr. Wilson used this to describe his new matcha key lime cake. When we say something is selling like hotcakes, it means people are buying it up incredibly fast, and it is highly popular. For example, you could say, the tickets for the concert went on sale this morning, and they are selling like hotcakes. Our second phrase is, hit the nail on the head. Amy told Mr. Wilson that he hit the nail on the head with his cookie recipe. This means to do or say something exactly right, with absolute precision. Imagine trying to drive a nail into wood. Hitting it perfectly on the top is exactly what you want. You can use this when someone makes a perfect point in a conversation, like, your analysis of the problem really hit the nail on the head. Let's pause for just a moment. Try saying that one out loud with me right now. Hit the nail on the head. Perfect. Finally, our third phrase is, round it down. Mr. Wilson kindly decided to round down the total bill to an even $15. To round down means to reduce a decimal or an uneven number to the nearest lower, clean whole number. In daily life, you might hear this when splitting a bill at a restaurant, like, the total is $51, but let's just round it down to 50 to make it easy. 3 simple, beautiful expressions that you can start using today. Now, I have a challenge for you to test your skills. Pick just one of these 3 phrases and write your own practice sentence down in the comments below. I personally read through them and love seeing your creativity, so don't be shy. Which phrase was your absolute favorite today? Was it the hotcakes, the nail, or rounding down the bill? Let me know your thoughts, along with your practice sentences. If you enjoyed this cozy format and want to learn more real, conversational English through immersive stories, please make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It tells the algorithm to show these videos to more English learners just like you, and it truly helps our community grow. Thank you so much for hanging out at the bakery with Amy and Mr. Wilson today. Grab yourself a warm treat, take care of yourself, and I will see you right here in the very next story. Bye for now.